What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we finally got it. The carburetor. Just kidding. It didn't come in. I gave up on it. They lost it. I just ordered another one. But we finally got it in. We're going to do a carb swap on this Honda ATC 125. I believe it's a 1984. But without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, pull the seat off. There's a little lever on this side. You move the lever, the seat comes off, the whole plastic, whole 9 yards. And then boom, easy button. We're going to take this fuel tank off. Someone left them bolts a little loosey-goosey. Alright. I'm going to fire them. Whoever left them bolts off loose like that, they ought to be fired. Alright. Alright, now that we're all set up here, I'm going to show you how to pull off this little carburetor. If you already know this, how to do this, just go ahead and skip. But for somebody who's trying to learn something, hopefully I can help you out on your project. Okay. Alright. Now you have these two 10mm bolts here. It's really hard to get to this one. So I found it easier if you just take off these 8mm right here. So that's how we do it. Or that's how I do it. So you're not here with me. Make sure I can get that to back off. But before you take this off, we need to take this off. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, a little screwdriver. And I don't have any music. So just stand here quiet. We'll do a little story time. I went to the O'Reilly's the other day, and I ran into a guy I used to work with. Worked with him at Mazzio's Pizza. And he reminded me, way back in the day, the lady used to run this place. Kind of made her upset. Now keep in mind, this is back in 2008. And at the time, I was working for the city, reading water meters. And in the evenings, I'd deliver pizzas for Mazzio's. Well, there we go. On this one particular day, I remember it was payday, and they just opened up, and they weren't very busy, so I thought, I'll just swing in there real quick and go pick up my check. I was in the area. Wasn't that big of a deal. So I pull into the parking lot, get out. Now keep in mind, this day, I was not in my usual truck. I was in what they call a pool car, because my truck was in the shop. Now, a pool car is a Crown Victoria they used at the time. That, retired police car, and it just had the city logo. And also a lot of departments, if they didn't have a car, assigned to them. They would just use a pull car. That's important to keep in mind in this story. So I pull in the parking lot with that car. I walk inside, and I'm just standing there. I'm being nice. I'm hanging back. And the lady who's running the place, she is just buzzing, just running around, yelling at everybody, just completely ignoring me. But, you know, that's just kind of how she was, so I didn't take, you know, too much thought to it. She's just going back and forth, completely ignoring me. I'm just kind of standing back, being quiet. And finally, after about a good 5 minutes, she looks at me and she says, "What are you doing here? What do you want?" In kind of a rude manner, but, you know, that's how she was. I just told her, "Ma'am, I'm just here to get my check." And she looks at me. She looks at the car out in the parking lot, and I can see the wheels turning in her head. Finally, she puts two and two together. She says, "Did you drive that car?" I said, "Well, yes, ma'am, I did. You know, my truck's in the shop." And she just kind of huffed and got all upset and said, "Well, you shouldn't be driving that car up here." And handed me my check and huffed away and disappeared. And I thought, okay, whatever. You know, it's kind of rude, but, you know, that's just, like I said, that's just kind of how she was. So I didn't think too much about it. Well, I come into work that afternoon, and this buddy of mine who's working there, he comes up to me and he's just laughing. I said, "Man, what is going on?" He says, "Dude, you got her so good." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "She thought you was the health inspector." I said, "The health inspector?" And I got to thinking about it, and I figured it out, because the lady Brenda, who was the health inspector for the city at the time, she drove that car frequently, or drove a pull car just like that. I got a real good kick out of that. Real good kick out of that. Good times, good times. And my buddy, he was in the oil field, and now I think he works for Fastenal now. That's what he told me. Should have asked if I could get a hookup on Fastenal on some better bolts and stuff, because I wouldn't have to work with this old junk. That's what I should have done. But I didn't. Alright, and we got these two little bolts off here. These are 10mm. These bolts up here are 8mm. It's good to keep that in mind. I had to break out the metric tools when you work on foreign stuff. Set that right there. Those right there. Hope we don't lose them. Now, see, that's our old one. Now let's compare the two. Now every time you go to swap something, and before you do it, it's always good to do kind of a side-by-side comparison, just to make sure that everything matches up like it's supposed to. I'm almost certain this will, but here's the new one, here's the old one. And there's a few small differences. Everything that's important should line up. Should work just like it should. And these have studs. They don't have the nut in the back. These have the nut. So we might have to take these studs out and reuse them. See, this one didn't come with them. Alright, I know how to fix that. That the bad boy out. Now I hope they still fit. If not, we're going to have to rig something up. It helps if you go the right way the first time. I think they'll work. I think they'll just be a little short, but I think they'll work. We're going to try it anyway. We'll see what happens. You know it's springtime in Texas when the birds don't ever shut up. I promise y'all that I do not live in the ghetto or in a bad neighborhood. It's just the police seem to be extra active today. So, all right. Oh. We might have to take this off to make it fit. Oh, there you go. We meant to do that. Maybe that's what they put that on there for, because they knew you were going to use a cheap carburetor. Now, I could back the studs out a little bit, but they get sketchy at that point. I don't like doing sketchy stuff if I don't have to. There is a torque rating, I'm almost certain. We're going to torque it with what they call just good enough. see about putting her on. Okay. We got the top part pulled off of the new carburetor. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. All this stuff here looks the same. I mean, the length. Yeah, maybe that needle goes down a little bit. Guys, I can't tell. Maybe that needle goes down a little bit more. Bad dilemma here. I guess we'll go ahead and just swap everything. I kind of want to reuse that, but should have kept something better. Yeah, it's very similar. It's very close, but we'll go ahead and swap it because I'm sure one of you YouTube know-it-alls are going to yell at me. Boot on there. Alright. Can't forget our spring. Return spring. I think they call that a return spring. I don't know what the proper name for half of the stuff is. I just know how to make it work. There we go. Alright. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This has to go a certain way. Has to go like that. Seat's down in there. Put your little intake back on. Y'all, I promise I do not live in the ghetto. Police are active today. Alright. Now we took that spacer piece out and it did kind of make us, we're touching just a little bit here on the frame. I don't think it'll hurt anything. I think we're good. Loosen that a little bit. And this is our choke cable. I think it'd be nice to have that. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm choking now. So that's good and tight enough. Run that down there. That's off. Alright, now let's clean that old fuel tank out a little bit. Alright, now we got our gas tank flushed out. Got it mostly put back together, but I'm not going to do everything just in case something goes wrong here. I don't want to be repeating myself, but let's give her a little shot of Go Juice. See what happens. Fuel on. Turn the key on. Make sure she's in neutral. She is. Be mean to me. I don't know if y'all can hear that. She is idling. Now, I don't know how long she sat before she ran. I'm guessing a good while. But like I said, I don't have the story on it. Alright, let's see if she'll run and ride. Let's see if she'll go down the road. Alright, let's see if we can get her run and drive. Choke. Alright folks, well there she is, a 1984 Honda ATC. She does run and drive. All we really had to do was a carb swap on her. But anyway, that's going to do it for this project and this episode. I want to thank y'all for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo if you like what you're seeing. And anyway, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good evening.